The body count continues.
Welcome to a very unexpectedly adversarial episode
A very timely
of
episode
The
too.
Body Count Continues. I really thought we were going to be on the same page, and I got a brutal wake-up call, both because you did not enjoy this week's movie and because you also kind of burst my bubble a little bit.
Sorry about that. I mean, I enjoyed parts of it. It's just it didn't live up to my expectations, unfortunately.
Usually when you criticize something, I just ignore it.
Valid.
Or I'll tell you, oh, you don't like fun. In this case, unfortunately, I had to concede that you made some very good points. Points that, because I watch movies in this blissful kind of ignorance, I didn't pick up on myself.
Okay. If anything, I would have liked more fun for this particular movie, which is Ready or Not 2, by the way.
I thought it was fun. I had a really good time the first time because I've seen it a few times now.
Yeah, you're
I was trying
addicted
to
to this movie.
decide which one I liked better. And I could not decide.
Yeah, I mean, it was very easy for me.
I liked the first one better, immensely better now, having heard your criticisms.
I have a few. I mean, it's not the worst movie ever. Like, it's not terrible. It's fine.
It's not the worst movie ever. You heard it here, folks.
I know, right? Like, how about that for a ringing endorsement? Like, I mean, it's another Guy Busick written horror sequel.
But he wrote the first one.
It's not a high standard. He does good with original stuff. Abigail, Ready or Not, both good.
But this is original stuff. It's just a sequel to the
It's just-
original stuff.
Exactly. Like, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, he can do an original thing, but like, ask him to do a follow up, and apparently it's not good. It's like he blows his load in the first movie, and then it makes money, and they bring him back when they should probably hire a different writer because he's written 5 sequels now, and none of them have been well written.
Well, the question becomes, had they hired another writer, would this be better or worse?
No idea. But yeah, I was disappointed with this movie. Mostly with the second half of the movie. The first half's pretty good.
I was quite happy with it until we had our discussion, and it's like the worst person you know making an excellent point type deal.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
No, I'm joking. No, you made some really good points.
Half joking.
And I had to sit with all of your opinions, and sadly, you're right about a few of them. And I had to lower my rating, which happens every once in a while. See, this is you brainwashing me.
I know.
The shoe's on the other foot now.
Yeah, I've reversed it on you.
This movie picks up right where the first one lets off. Grace smoking her cigarette, sitting on the steps of the Ladomas estate.
Yeah.
And she wakes up in the hospital handcuffed to a bed, desperately wants a cigarette.
Yeah, that's her arc.
There's not one fucking person in this movie who will hook a bitch up. And there's one guy who even kind of rubs it in her face.
Yeah, he smokes his own goddamn cigarette. Like, just give her one too. I mean, all that she's been through, all that she's about to go through.
Even people in prison get a last meal.
No cigarette for now. What she does have is her emergency contact, who
A
turns out
sister.
to be her sister, yes. Catherine Newton.
Faith, who is dressed in this fit that only Buffy fans will recognize, but it's from the first episode, Welcome to the Hellmouth. Catherine Newton has a version of this on in this movie, and she even has her hair styled the same way.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Spotted. I guess you're more of a Buffy head than me, though, so it's fine.
Well, to be fair, it's been spotted by like a lot of other people. I've seen the side-by-side photos online everywhere, so I didn't spot it. But once it was pointed out to me, I thought that was really cool.
She shows up chewing bubble gum and bitching about Grace abandoning her.
Grace has her cigarettes and Faith has her bubble gum. And they hate each other because apparently Grace abandoned Faith. And okay, so this is something that you pointed out that is now pissing me off.
Yeah.
The parallels between their relationship and the Carpenter sisters in Scream.
Yes, particularly Scream 5. It's essentially rehashing what their storyline was. You abandoned me, now you're back, now the shit's hitting the fan and it's all your fault, and I've been dragged into it.
You said that, and now I can't fucking unsee it, and it feels painfully unoriginal. And you know what? I'm hopping on the Guy Busick hate train too. Fuck that guy. This is still an enjoyable movie for me, but
it's jarring how similar it is.
My opinions are going to be a little bit different. than they would have been a week ago. If we had recorded this a week ago,
You'd have been high as a
I would
kite
be
on it.
sitting here fucking glazing this movie, telling you to shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. You fucking fake cinephile. You have no taste. You don't like fun. You're a piece of shit. You know,
Okay,
all
slow
that.
down, slow down.
But
Get a little carried away there.
am I? Sorry, my bad. I'll rein it in a little.
Well, thank God that didn't happen, and here we are.
We waited a week. I've now seen this movie 5 times. Um, you've seen it twice.
Yeah, 'cause, like, my brain was too fried to make notes the first time. I just knew that I didn't like it.
No, but you know what?
The movie, a very rare occasion where I rewatch a movie back to back, essentially, and it's for a movie I didn't enjoy. That's podcasting, baby.
We're introduced to David Cronenberg. He plays a god in this movie. He's cosplaying as himself, basically. He doesn't get enough screen time. Oh, by the way, before we proceed, major spoilers. So if you haven't seen this, probably a good idea that you turn this off.
Yeah, or at least play it on mute if you want to help us out.
He does not get enough screen time.
He's essentially the head of this organization of families that worships Satan and made a pact with this one guy, LaBelle.
He is the head of the council of which the Ladomises were members. And Grace, surviving the first movie, has activated a seldom used clause in their satanic agreement. So we see Cronenberg sending text messages out to several different people telling them that Grace has survived and that the ball is in play. Very ominous, very mysterious.
Yeah.
I wish he'd gotten to do more, but he sends for his children who arrive and kill him.
Yeah, because he doesn't back himself, I guess, to win this battle royale or whatever you want to call it, trying to hunt down Grace. So he essentially forfeits his place by having his kids smother him.
Yeah, had he been alive, he would have had to take the field
Yeah,
with
and
everybody else.
I think there's maybe the oldest pact in the whole organization. So part of the rules of this game is that they have to hunt Grace with weapons from the time period when the pact was originally made in their family. So the idea of David Cronenberg, old man going after Grace with an old musket. What's the weapon the guy has? It's sort of like a mace,
Titus?
I guess. Yeah.
It's like a claw hammer, but like a medieval claw hammer. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Like, fair play to David Cronenberg. He's thought pretty logically there. He would have had a tough time, I reckon.
He would have, but he
Might
would
have
have
been fun.
died and his kids would have taken the field. So not much would have changed. The only difference is his kids take the field from the start. So we all know David Cronenberg loves to die on screen. He agreed to appear in Jason X on the basis that he would die on screen. So I kind of feel like he should have taken the field and maybe they could have given him a cooler death. But
It's not what
instead,
happens.
his children, played by Sarah Michelle Gellar and Sean Hattie, they smother him with a pillow.
Classic old man death.
They then take their rightful place as heads of the Danforth family. That name just like oozes money, Danforth.
Yeah, it does.
But their first
Old
names are
money.
kind of unfortunate. She's Ursula,
Little Mermaid reference?
and he's Titus.
Crappy names.
We see some progression with Titus's character through the movie. But
We
at the
do.
beginning
Certainly.
here, when he realizes that he has to kill his dad, he starts to cry, and Cronenberg just bitch slaps him really quick. So you kind of see in the beginning, you kind of see him as, for lack of a better term, the bottom.
He's kind of a wet wipe.
He just seems so soft. He seems like the emotional one, and Ursula seems like she's the supervillain.
Yeah, that's how it seems, guys. But unfortunately, this movie chooses a different direction.
There's a progression there. So the ball is
Or
in
a
play.
regression.
Cronenberg sends out these text messages, and we see the families that will be convening to play this game. And here's another fumble for me. Kevin Durant. I love Kevin Durant. He was so good in Abigail. He was funny in Abigail.
He was.
I really would have liked him to get more screen time. I would have liked to see him actually play the game.
Yeah, as the coke snorting head of a porn empire. Like, he would have been crazy, participating in the game. It would have really, I think, made that aspect of the movie a lot more fun. But alas, he's not around for long. Sort of like Cronenberg.
He's so good. And he is the living embodiment of premature ejaculation in this movie because he cannot wait for the game to start. He just
Yeah.
decides to skip all the ceremony, goes to the hospital and tries to kill Grace and explodes just before he can kill her.
Which confirms the story that Grace told Faith about the Lodovices exploding. And now she sees it firsthand, blood drenched and everything. But yeah, that's it for Kevin Durant, unfortunately.
I'm very sad. And Grace and Faith are trying to make their escape from the hospital, but the lawyer arrives. He doesn't have a name other than the lawyer, and he's played by Elijah Wood, who for me is a shining star in this movie. I
I
love him.
agree. Yeah, like he's such a fun presence in this movie, I think. He doesn't necessarily do much, but just the way he delivers his lines and sort of smugly watches everything going down. Like you can tell his characters are really enjoying
He
what's
doesn't
happening.
do much, but what he does do, he does it so cunty.
Exactly.
He arrives at the hospital and gasses Grace and Faith and explains that Kevin Durant doomed himself and his entire bloodline by trying to cheat at the game. So him and his entire family just went splat.
Exactly. So like maybe he is like a kid or something who's just sat in the middle of math class. It's randomly exploded over everyone. Could
Oh
you
my
imagine?
God. I would have loved a Family Guy style cutaway to something like that. Boom.
Yeah, which is what I thought we were about to get when the movie cuts away to this wedding ceremony that's going down. But I would like this groom's in the middle of his speech to his wife to be, and I was just expecting him to like blow up all over her, to just ruin the wedding. But that's not what happens.
They met in chemo.
Yeah,
They overcame cancer.
now they're getting
And they're
married.
pouring their hearts out to each other. The wedding is taking place at one of the Danforth properties, and Ursula and Titus arrive and tell them to, and I quote, "Get the fuck out."
Yeah, first they give a story about a gas leak, but then when the bride starts complaining, Titus is just like, "Yeah, get the fuck out. You could do better anyway," which is a nice thing to say. She sort of looks at her husband as if she's thinking about that. Yeah, they're not getting married today. They're out of there, and so are the guests. And Titus and Ursula are marching around the lobby, just telling people to fuck off, basically. Mostly him telling people to fuck off, and her telling him to maybe be a bit more polite. But he's not a polite guy. He's
He
Titus.
doesn't have
He's
time
very
for that.
rude. No,
And
he's in a
and
rush.
I respect his candor.
I don't respect Titus at all, but that's just me.
All right. That's fine. The council members have now started to arrive at the Danforth, what is it, country club, I think they're doing this at.
Yeah, well, it's got a golf course.
So I guess let's take an inventory. We
Let's.
have the Al Qaeda family, headed by Ignacio. His daughter Francesca, who we learn is Alex's former fiance. I have some thoughts on her. We'll get to that. And his younger son Felipe. The Wang Cheng family, headed by Xing, who is the mother of Fu. And he is obsessed with getting the fucking Wi-Fi password. Gen Z coded. Can't stand him.
Yeah, I mean he's not in the movie much, so it doesn't get to be too annoying. But
What's the Wi-Fi password? Fuck you,
which
you little bastard.
they don't give it to him though. I guess maybe he gets it inside.
Then we have the Rajan family headed by Viraj. We have his brother Madhu. His sweater is unraveling. Did you notice that, or is that just me?
It's very loose fitting.
It's like he
Just
was attacked
style.
by a wild animal.
Maybe it was. He's lived a life.
Steps out of his SUV, billow of smoke comes out, and they're also accompanied by Martina, Madhu's wife. And then we have Ursula and Titus rounding out this council that was made up of 6 families. But now that the Ladomises and the Wilkinson families are both extinct, there's only 4 left.
Yeah, and the reason the additional family members are there because if somebody, in the unlikely event that somebody dies while trying to hunt down Grace, they get replaced by their closest relative, the next person in the line of succession, evidently. Which is why we also have another member of the Danforth family there, Kip.
He's obsessed with getting this whole thing over with because he has a massage in an hour, which
Yeah, and he's
relatable.
dressed for his massage as well. Like he's already in
Yes.
the robe, and he expects his cousins to win this pretty quickly. Dan Bain is good though in that role. Canadian.
Love how you feel the need to point that out every time. We have the lawyer explaining the rules in a very cunty way. I'm not going to stop pointing that out. So we're playing hide and seek again, but this time for the High Council seat that was vacated by Chester Danforth when his kids smothered him with a pillow. And the other families are not too happy when they find out that Chester is dead.
Well, yeah, because they would have backed themselves against him, I bet.
But again, Ursula and Titus would have taken the field after.
Yeah, but the assumption is that none of them are going to die. That it's just going to be Grace that dies.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm getting at. So the rules state that the head of family plays until they're dead. Then the next of kin takes the field. If one player accidentally or intentionally kills another council family member, the entire line of succession is wiped out. I don't think that Chester having taken the field would have affected the game at all, because Grace would have probably killed him very quickly. I mean, he's a weak old man.
Sure. And for some reason, they underestimate Grace, even though she's already wiped out the Ladonis family. She's already won this game.
The lawyer does point out that she could win, and they all just let out a very hearty laugh.
Damn, this girl that's already won this game one time, she could win this one. As if.
It's one family member from each family that takes the field, but Ursula and Titus get to circumvent this rule because they're twins. And the other families fully expected them to find a way to cheat. And they did. And
They
they
have,
do.
yeah.
Several
We
times.
exploited a loophole.
The lawyer asks Grace if she wants anything, and she says she wants a cigarette. And the lawyer says no.
I know,
Just
like
as
rude.
Just as Ignacio lights up a cigarette in her face. I would have liked to see her kill him by like putting out a cigarette in his eyeball or something, but it is what it is. We get more background on Grace and Faith. They don't talk to each other because Grace is an asshole and Faith is a brat. Titus is lamenting the fact that they're Irish Catholics named Grace and Faith, and they are placed on the ninth hole green, handcuffed together and unconscious. Shouldn't you give them time to regain consciousness before you start the game?
Yeah, I agree. Let's just play fair. I mean, it's not like they have weapons. The other people have weapons. They all have weapons from the era where they made the pact originally, the families, that is. They just, I don't know, give them a knife or something. I don't know.
And the lawyer tells all the families that they're on the ninth hole green. Whereas in
This
the
game
first
is rigged.
movie, it was really hide and seek. It felt like
Yeah,
real
that
hide and seek. You know, you
yes,
have to find them. All of them know exactly where the fuck she is.
yeah, it's not the same game. It's not hide and seek. It's just seek.
Yeah.
Which they do. Families, they all bundle into these golf carts. But to go back to Titus and Ursula and the cheating allegations that were made against them ahead of time, they are indeed cheating immediately because only their carts have keys in them.
We get the sense very early on via the lawyer that rules are very important to Mr. LaBelle. He doesn't fuck around when it comes to playing the game properly, but Titus and Ursula just constantly giving the finger to Mr. LaBelle. Like, fuck you and fuck your rules.
If there's a loophole, they'll try and find it. But they're not the only people that are trying to find loopholes because the one lady, she has an idea and she sends out a drone after Grace and Faith to really ask them what they think about this idea. But before she can actually pitch it to them, it gets shot out of the air.
Ignacio with his power rifle, fuck. This guy has a gun with like a professional sight.
Because I guess his family's pact was really recent.
And he shoots like a fucking stormtrooper. They're literally out in the open on the green and he can't land one shot.
I mean, I guess that's necessary to move the plot along. But yeah, like this one family has their own really big advantage over everyone else with the weapons that they're allowed to bring. And he's just cross-eyed with it.
All of the family members who are not currently on the field get to watch the game from a club room. And his daughter does point out that he never practices.
Never expected this day to come.
I mean, who would want to control the world? That feels like a lot of responsibility.
I would. Not the
All
side.
of these families seem very rich in their own right.
That's the pact for you. That's the upside of it.
They're all really painted in the vein of a Bond villains. They want to control the world. They want to block the sun. Like Grace and Faith. They've stopped for a drink. They've managed to find their way inside into the reception hall. They pour a couple of shots and they toast just as Virage finds them. Almost gets them to the point where Madhu asks for celebratory champagne because he thinks his brother's about to win.
Yeah.
But the Macaulay sisters have they have other ideas and they kill Viraj pretty quickly. Madhu is very distraught, not because he's lost his brother, because he realizes he now has to take the field.
And this kill is so good. Like it's one of the high points of the movie where they just bundle him into this. I guess it's a laundry machine.
Yeah, an industrial washing machine. And he comes out, his face is melted from the hot water. It's
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
he looks like a pizza man. Like,
Jabba the Hutt.
yeah, I was watching this scene and starting to feel a little hungry. You know, bit of mozzarella.
Those are your issues,
But yeah,
and yours
he
alone.
becomes mozzarella man, and that's curtains for him.
His brother panics and signs over all of the assets, money, everything in his family to his wife to legally make her the head of the household and force her to take the field instead of him.
Yeah,
Because Madhu is pussy.
and all of this is after he was watching shit happening earlier. And he was like, I'd totally fucking fuck her up and win this thing. He was giving it the big talk when he was an observer, but as soon as the possibility of him actually becoming involved and maybe facing Grace's wrath, you know, faced him, that was
It's
it.
too much for him.
He had to be a full-on coward and fuck over his wife. And she is pissed. Rightly so.
Grace and Faith found his phone. They call the police, try to call for help. But what they don't know is that it's Ursula on the other end of the phone who's intercepted all the calls
Because
coming
they
from the
control the
compound
police.
because they own the phone company.
They just run everything. No wonder they're so desperate to win. I'd cheat too.
But if they lose their seat, they still own the phone company. They still own all this shit. Like, this is something I don't understand about rich people. They're never happy.
Yeah, it's greed
Why does
for
it
you.
always have to be more, more, more? If I was rich, I would just be happy to live a comfortable life free of all of
Just the stresses of day-to-day living, really.
because you really do have money to throw at any problem that you could possibly encounter. That sounds like a blissful life.
Yeah. Like, somebody send me $10 million. I'll be happy. Trust I won't make things worse for everyone else.
That just seems like a very odd thing to say, especially voluntarily and unprompted. You would 100% be drunk with power. You would be a Bond villain.
Okay.
You would be Auric Goldfinger, the
Okay.
guy who just loves gold so much and he cheats at golf and he cheats at cards. No, totally be you.
I feel like I'd have to cheat at golf. I've never played it. I'd be terrible.
Well, Goldfinger plays it all the time and he still cheats. He's like Mr. Burns. I wouldn't trust you with that kind of power. Grace and Faith come across Wen Cheng Xing, who explained this loophole wherein Grace, if she marries into one of the council families, that family's highest ranking member will automatically get the ring and Grace will get to live.
Hell yeah.
Although she'll have to be sacrificing goats and shit, which she objects to. But Faith is just screaming, marry him. You know what? Fuck this lady. I'll marry your son.
Fuck them goats.
But before they are able to come to any kind of official decision, Ignacio arrives and Zing accidentally kills him.
With her sword.
Maybe explaining the rules of the game in front of Grace wasn't so smart.
I know, right? Because, like, she's using the information that she has to her advantage. She essentially takes out two players here. She takes out an entire family.
3. She takes out 3.
Yeah, I guess.
Ignacio's dead. Wang Cheng Xing is dead, and Wang Cheng Fu is dead. He's sitting in the clubhouse sniffing at a chicken wing, and he's wondering why everybody is looking at him
And
just
then
as he
splat.
explodes. And the lawyer, he knows what's coming, so he decides to duck down behind a pulpit. Because all of the blood exploding in this movie, he never gets one drop on him.
Yeah, he's an excellent dodger. But I enjoyed the Chinese lady. She was funny while she was in the movie.
I think the Rajans are my favorite. Well,
They are funny.
Madhu and Martina. Viraj doesn't really have much of a personality.
Yeah, he barely says anything and just tries to briefly kill Grace before it goes tits up.
Madhu is completely contemptible, but he does it in the funniest fucking way.
Hmm.
And his wife, she's pretty iconic too, because it's now her turn to take the field. Ursula and Grace are trying to make their way to the front gate. They're confronted by Titus and Ursula. And we get some Buffy moves. This was a highlight of the movie for me. Ursula is fighting Grace, and I swear, if you kind of turn your mind off just enough, it looks like Buffy is fighting a vampire.
Okay,
Because
I understand how that would mean a lot to you then.
this movie, in a lot of ways, was a treat for Buffy fans.
Well, this whole year or two has been a treat for Buffy fans. We've seen Sarah Michelle Gellar in 2 horror movies now. The the one drawback being that the actual Buffy reboot has been shit canned.
Cancelled?
mean, that depends on perspective. You're not too sad about that.
No.
Bit of a renaissance for SMG, and I enjoyed her up to a point in this movie.
But for now, Grace and Faith get the best of Ursula and Titus, and they take off in their little golf cart. And then they have a fight. Grace says that she's happy that she left Faith. So they're not on the
Oof.
greatest terms. And Faith leaves after procuring some painkillers for Grace and a bottle of pepper spray
Which will come in handy.
because Francesca has arrived in her wedding dress, which is kind of pathetic. Hi, cunt. Bye, cunt.
Still jealous that Grace got the guy from the first movie. What was his name again?
Alex.
Alex.
So many thoughts. So she's jealous. She constantly talks about how Grace took Alex from her. Does she know what happened to Grace on her wedding night?
Yeah, right. And as part of the council of families, she would have known about all of that ahead of time, unlike Grace, who was blindsided by everything.
Or does marrying another council family member negate the game?
Maybe. I didn't think about that.
We don't go too much into it, but my takeaway for Francesca, and this is the thing that I find so silly. You're so mad, you're so jealous. So did you want to play hide and seek?
Yeah, did you want to be hunted and possibly murdered? Did you want Alex to explode?
I would have thanked Grace for taking Alex's crazy ass and his crazy family off my hands and called it a day. But no, Francesca decides to put on
Hold
a
a
wedding
grudge.
dress, grab a grenade launcher. She finds Grace. She thinks she's like having a moment with her whole high cunt, by cunt thing.
Yeah.
It could have been really iconic if she wasn't holding the grenade launcher backwards.
Yeah, she just fucking bazookas nothing, which is quite funny. Yeah, that's one of the funnier moments.
So this is my favorite scene in the movie. Grace pepper sprays her. She pepper sprays Grace back. And then we have this magnificent shot of the two of them standing a good 5 to 10 feet away from each other. And they're both swinging at the air. They're both swinging at nothing because they can't see shit.
It's like that scene in The Simpsons where Bart and Lisa both have their eyes closed. One's punching, one's
Yep.
kicking.
It works so well, and then Grace accidentally knocks Francesca into the DJ's mixer, his DJ booth, whatever, and then we get that iconic song, Total Eclipse of the Heart. Even if it's a bad scene, if you play this song over it, I won't notice because it's such a banger. You're just convincing me that I'm having a good time, even if I'm not. They're fighting, but it's very clumsy. So they each get a couple of shots in, but it's really by sheer luck. And the whole time, Francesca's just screaming that Grace is a gold digger, and then Grace tells her that Alex never loved her. It's very Jerry Springer, but Grace wins in the end. She takes a keyboard and fucking smacks her upside the head with it. So good.
Yeah, it's a great way to end a fight. Meanwhile, Titus and Faith are duking it out. He's putting up a pretty good fight against Titus, but he's bigger, he's stronger,
He's
kind of
going
beating the
at her
shit
pretty
out of her.
brutally.
Yeah, which I don't enjoy this, the direction the movie starts to go in from this point onwards.
Okay, so can I ask you, do you not enjoy it because you're seeing a man beat the shit out of a woman?
Yeah, essentially, and especially in the way that it's done in this movie, where it becomes this whole dark thing where Titus is really representative of that abusive male archetype, as opposed to just someone who's going crazy because they're trying to win a game.
I was quite taken aback by this scene when I first saw it because from the beginning, Ursula is painted as the dominant twin. There's even an earlier scene where she slaps Titus across the face. So the groundwork is laid like, okay, they're both evil, but she is evil.
And here is where the flip gets switched, essentially.
Yeah. Because it's not only does she slap him, but when she does slap him, he looks very childlike in that moment. I don't know.
But
You kind
here's
of
where he snapped.
when I first watched, I thought that he might have a hand in helping Grace at the end. Kind of the way Daniel did in the first one. But that was before the scene with Faith. It just flips really quick.
Tonally, I don't like it for this movie. I'll watch any kind of horror movie. Like, show me the worst thing imaginable. I can sit through it. So it's not like it's the principle of seeing a male character in a movie beat up a woman. And that happens all the time. It's no big deal as a fictional movie. But for a Ready or Not sequel, like the first movie was really violent. It was also really wacky
And fun.
and fun. And I think this is the point where the sequel doesn't remain fun. Like, you get a couple of jokes from here on out, and like Elijah Wood is still funny in his role, but the tone of the movie shifts and becomes unenjoyable for me.
So
It just doesn't
I don't
fit. That's how
I
I
don't know
feel.
what this says about me. I
It's
enjoyed the
sick.
fight. I enjoyed the fight between Titus and Faith. I
Yeah.
enjoyed the brutality of it, but I'm enjoying it as a work of fiction.
And there's a lot of blood in this movie. It's one thing you can't fault radio
That
silence with.
scene is a very bloody scene. I really did
She gets
enjoy it
fucked
when
up.
she spits a mouthful of blood all over his face.
But he does win the fight, and he takes Faith hostage. Doesn't kill her yet.
Ursula
Reasons with him, kind of. At least
tells him to
temporarily.
stop. Faith is not the target.
No, she's hostage.
And that's when he slaps her. That's
He's reversed it.
definitely the turning point for Titus and something that I didn't anticipate. But yeah, darkness. So Grace then arms herself in a scene that's very repetitive from the first one. She
Yeah.
finds the bullet belt and the shotgun, and she takes off for the clubhouse. This is another good scene. As she's approaching the clubhouse, Francesca pops out of nowhere. You ready to finish this bitch?
Well,
Grace
yes.
just blows her away.
And multiple gunshots. Like, yep.
2 gunshots, and then as she walks over the body, she fires another one right into her face just for funsies.
I love that for her.
This delusional ass woman playing the game in her fucking wedding dress. Like, you want to be Grace, but you're not. Because Grace's wedding dress is so fire, and Francesca's looks like shit.
You're like Francesca's biggest hater.
Grace proceeds to the clubhouse looking for Faith, and she's just shooting her way through. I love it. It's like Rambo or some shit.
But sexier. Just alone, like, ladies liked him back in the day. Is he not your type?
No, God, no. I find nothing attractive about Sylvester Stallone.
Grace clears. Samara Weaving better. It's curveball time because Grace does find Titus, Faith, and Ursula, and she makes her own proposal. Titus is really about to win because Samara Weaving wants to marry him.
The loophole from earlier, which is confirmed by our cunty lawyer, and Titus agrees. After Grace makes him swear to Mr. LaBelle that he will not hurt her.
Or Faith.
Because apparently swearing to Mr. LaBelle means something.
Yeah, because if you betray Mr. LaBelle, you take his name in vain, he's gonna, splatter you.
So they're getting married. And Ursula looks very concerned.
I'd accept the proposal if it was coming from Samara Weaving. Begrudgingly, of course.
You would beg her to marry you. Shut up. Begrudgingly.
It's a deal, I swear on LaBelle. I swear on everything. Marry me,
Ooh.
Samara.
You would give up your life just to breathe the same oxygen as her for 5 minutes. Calm down.
Whoa, damn. Making me sound like a simp now. Cooking me.
You would 100% drink her bathwater, don't lie. So would I.
It's important to stay hydrated, but he accepts the proposal.
Grace is then given a room to get ready, and these ladies cover up most of her bruises and cuts.
Yeah, she does look pretty good. She has a nice black dress to wear as well.
That dress is everything.
Yeah, it does look great.
And Ursula arrives, asks Grace if she wants to have a toast, because after all, they are going to be family. And then proceeds
right.
to try and forge an alliance with her. Asks Grace to help her control Titus, but Titus is listening. And he
Yeah.
just comes in, casually kills Ursula, and tells Grace that he will see her at the altar.
Thus completing this movie's biggest fumble, which is the opportunity to have an evil Sarah Michelle Gellar, but in the end, they just make it kind of wishy-washy.
It is a big fumble. We could have had Samara Weaving and Sarah Michelle Gellar kissing.
Is that the issue for you, that she didn't propose to Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Yes.
She should have proposed to Ursula.
Fuck you, Guy Busick. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
You homophobe? Too much?
Yeah, it's very homophobic. No, too much maybe? We're joking. No, but why? Could you imagine
I didn't even think about this idea, but
Could
you
you
are
imagine
cooking.
the fucking discourse in the horror community if Sarah Michelle Gellar and Samara Weaving had kissed? I feel like it would heal all of us.
We could all be united on at least one aspect of this movie.
Everybody would be on the same page. And then anybody who dared publicly say that they hated the idea would be burned at the stake, rightfully so. It would be a utopia.
But no, instead it has to be Titus, who is just evil and sweaty.
Yeah, I'm lowering my rating again for that.
You're
Because
turning
if
yourself against it. I didn't even have to do anything. You're turning
listen,
yourself against this movie.
listen, the wedding thing I knew was gonna come into play in the 3rd act when Zing told Grace about the loophole. I knew that this was gonna be a factor later in the movie. I knew it was gonna come into play.
But
It
you
could have been
wanted SMG.
anybody. We could have had girl kissing. And, like, the way Titus grabs Samara at the altar and kisses her
Very
it's very
grossly.
well, yes, very passionately, grossly, aggressively. I would have loved to see Sarah Michelle Gellar kiss her that aggressively. Oh my god.
Too bad. She's dead
Oh,
meat. They wasted her. The fact that they tried to like ultimately portray her as like a secret good guy was kind of ass. Just make her evil.
she wasn't a secret good guy. I don't believe that either.
Yeah. And I would have preferred her to be worse.
Even
It's my
Zing,
bias.
who explains the loophole to Grace like she's saving her, in the same breath explains to her that you would have to join our organization and sacrifice goats and kill people. So even the people who you kind of think could be good guys, there's not one character in this
It's
movie
all
who
relative, I guess.
rises to the level that Daniel Ladomas did. There's not one. There's no glimmer of hope here. The only hope she has, and maybe that's why they designed it that way, the only hope she has is her sister.
Titus sucks ass is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know you hate him. Unfortunately, Titus and Grace marry. We get that really aggressive kiss, and he, like, violently snatches the ring out of the lawyer's hand, and they're all hailing Satan.
Sigil of power. The one ring
What
to rule them all.
Elijah Wood loves a movie about a ring.
I know, right? It's his thing. Defines his career.
I feel like nothing defines his career.
He's reinvented himself a few times.
He's done a lot of everything. Like, he's not typecast. I love him to death. I grew up with him.
Yeah. I never watched those movies, you know.
What movies? The Lord of the
I
Rings? Neither did I.
watched like the first 5 minutes of one of them. I was like, this isn't for me. And it's like 3 hours long, so I just turned it off.
It's 3 hours long, and it's literally just people walking. People walking, people walking, people talking, people walking.
Is it true what the guy says in Clerks 2 that they could have just rode the dragon the whole way instead of just walking?
I don't know, but it's funny that you bring that up because
Everything I know about that movie comes from
Randall's impression of Lord of the Rings is canon to me.
Clerks. So amazing that it
I
makes the
saw
one guy throw up.
that movie and I was like, okay, that's Lord of the Rings. No need to see it. I trust Randall. He
Whoa,
knows his shit.
go that far. He's not
Okay,
completely trustworthy. He's a
wait a
bit
minute.
sus.
There's something else he does in that movie that's actually really gross.
There's quite
Couple
a
of
few things
things.
he does.
I'm saying when it comes to his
Lock up
taste
your
in
daughters,
movies,
guys.
when fuck you. When it comes to his taste in movies, I trust Randall.
He cooked a bit.
Did it really need to be all those movies? Were there 3 of them or 4 of them?
I think 3. It's a trilogy, right?
Yeah. Did there really need to be 3 movies?
They also did prequels and spin-offs, I think. So you gotta milk a cash cow, right?
No hate to Elijah Wood. We love Elijah Wood. But yeah, no sooner does Titus snatch the ring from the lawyer's hand than that Grace kills him. She stabs him in the neck with a pen, and her and Faith push him into this pit, this fancy goat pit.
Fancy goat pit. Like it's a pit
Well,
full of like body parts and gore. And you're calling it fancy.
because there was a goat pit in the first one, and it was in a barn, and
This is an upgrade, I guess.
it is a fancy goat pit. Like, the hole opens up. There's this mechanical,
And they do have another goat ready to sacrifice.
right? The room. It's called the temple room, if I'm not mistaken. So the whole room is very fancy. The whole room is giving rich. Yes, this is a fancy goat pit.
Okay.
Compared to the first one, I haven't seen goat pits in my life. Like, my frame of reference is the first movie.
Send us your best goat pit pictures, guys.
Just before they push him into the goat pit, they take the ring. Grace takes the ring and she puts it on and tells everybody to get on their knees.
Which they do. And I would have done also.
That's fair.
In any context. Not just this.
Yeah.
Samara Weaving, right? Even the goat gets on its knees, which
She
I
could
like.
she could tell me to fucking gouge my own eye out, and I would. And I'd say thank you for even addressing me. Oh my god, you spoke
Samara
to me.
Weaving's
Thank you.
power. That's the Scream Queen right
Would
there.
you like my eyeball, my lady? It's yours.
Did I do good?
Yeah. I simp hard for her.
But I did like the detail of Even the goat getting on its knees when she says that. It's a well-trained goat. All these
He
other
re
cult members lagging behind this goat. That's my
he
goat.
respects our mother, Samara Weaving. My god, I love her. That dress.
As much as I don't really enjoy this final act, she does look good on a big
And
day.
after confirming with the lawyer that she now gets to do pretty much whatever she wants,
Yeah, she rules the world at this point if she wants to.
and does make a point of mentioning that she could change the world for the better.
But who wants to do that, right?
That's a lot of work. Instead, she renounces her council seat and tosses the ring into the goat pit, and everybody jumps in after it.
Because they have 3 minutes until dawn, and whoever's wearing the ring when dawn hits, they're going to be in charge. And it could be anyone, not just the family members. Even their servants get in on the action. Like this one girl, what's her name? What's that one woman's name? Panilla or something?
Pernilla.
Even Panilla, she gets involved in all this.
The lawyer tells Grace and Faith that they're free to go. So Grace unties the goat and takes it with her.
New pet. She really
Hell
has
yeah.
won this time. Like, not only has she survived, she got a great dress out of it that's not been destroyed. And a goat. And her sister doesn't hate her anymore.
Yeah. It's a happy ending. While everybody in the goat pit, they're all killing each other because Grace, whoops, accidentally kicks a knife into the pit. And they all
Make it
start
even worse.
stabbing the shit out of each other.
Yeah, they're down there stabbing each other, biting each other. It's chaotic, and nobody's managing to put the ring on their finger. I think the closest anyone gets is Penelope
She's tackled from behind,
by that little kid
and
who
the ring
bites her
goes
hand,
flying. And
and that's that.
sadly, nobody manages to put the ring on by dawn. So we get this gush of blood as they all simultaneously explode. It kind of looks like Old Faithful, little geyser of blood.
Guys are in. Where's that again? Old Faithful.
It's in the US. I'm not the person to ask, especially not right now.
You're not the geyser expert. You're the drug expert.
Stop it.
Hey, got in there again. That's everyone exploded apart from the lawyer, Grace, Faith, the goat, two
And
nameless servants, and of
but
course,
also Madhu.
yes,
Kind of
he's
see,
delighted.
you said this thing and I can't unsee it. You talked about how a lot of this felt stale because it was stuff that was taken from Scream 5, but there's a lot of repetition from the first movie also, including the end when Madhu's alive. He basically almost word for word copies Alex's final words to Grace. "Well, look, they didn't kill me. I didn't die. I renounced my pledge to Satan and I'm
Let's
alive
fucking
and
party.
let's party," just as he blows up. So that part felt a little bit unoriginal to me.
Yeah,
But I'm glad he died. I didn't want him to be the one who lived.
but he
The
was
one who
funny.
lived, I'm very happy with the one who lived. That's the lawyer.
Yeah, the lawyer deserved to. Who respected the rules,
He respected the
stood back
rules.
every time someone exploded, so he never got blood on him.
There were even
Protected his book.
moments where it looked like he was protecting Grace. So when she's stabbing Titus to death, Pernilla tries to take a step forward and the lawyer puts his hand out
It's like let her cook.
to stop her. So
He's unbiased,
he's unbiased. He seems intent on
unbothered.
seeing that the games go off as fairly as possible. And he says it in the beginning, he represents Mr. LaBelle, which, okay, obviously there's some blood pacts going on, there's an evil organization, so his hands aren't completely clean.
Yeah, really. Believes in
He's
fair
just
play.
there.
Taking it all in, having a good time.
His presence is important in the movie. He has some great scenes, some great lines, but he's really just there, and he does it really well.
Yeah, and Grace doesn't explode, even though she renounced her part and was technically part of this organization.
Well, I think that she's the only one who can renounce because she's wearing the ring and she can do whatever she wants.
She has the ring to rule them all. Good point, actually. You've got me there. Yeah, she makes it out. Faith
That's
makes it
why
out.
Madhu renouncing his pledge doesn't really mean anything. He's not even the head of his family anymore
Do
because
you
he
think
renounced everything to his wife, which I'm kind of remiss right now that I somehow missed this. I had it written down somewhere in my notes and I think I just missed it because I'm a bobo. But
I'm glad you said it.
not too long after she has to take the field, she's seen driving a car and she just busts through the gate of the country club and gets the fuck out of there because she doesn't want to play.
Good for her. But do you think somewhere down the road she exploded? Yeah.
Absolutely, she did. I'm actually really pissed that I forgot to mention that. I love that. She's an icon for that. Her husband is a fucking coward,
Pussy.
a pussy, and she now owns everything in the family, and he owns nothing. And she's just getting away with all of it. But
For about 15 minutes.
yeah, I'm guessing she assumed that Grace would end up dying and she then would be okay. She wouldn't have the ring. But see, she's a woman after my own heart. She doesn't need the ring.
She has all that money.
She just needs the money she has and to be away from her fuck ass husband. Relatable queen.
But yeah, somewhat predictably, Grace and Faith make it out of here. A little cut up, but pretty much scot-free.
Grace finally
You
gets
saw it
her
coming.
cigarette. I'm so happy for her.
Yeah, that's the arc in both movies, her getting a cigarette.
Finds a cigarette, goes
And I guess
outside, lights it.
this time around, she's got a pet goat and her own version of Tara Carpenter.
But yeah, she has her sister, she has her goat, she has her cigarette, and Faith is roasting her over her what might be a world record of getting married twice in 48 hours.
I'm sure somebody's beat that. It's a big world.
I'm sure. But she is now Grace Macaulay Ladomas Danforth.
Hell of a name.
I have a question.
Shoot.
This movie opens predictably on her being detained by the police. Are the police not going to have questions about what happened at the Danforths?
Probably not. You'd probably be covered up.
Probably. But then would she still have to answer for what happened with the Ladomases?
I really don't know. Maybe you're overthinking it a bit. Maybe you're doing what
Okay.
you accuse me of sometimes, being a little overcritical.
I love how you slipped that in there. Okay, here's another question.
Okay.
Is she now rich, rich? I feel like she's now rich, rich because she has the Ladomas Empire, or sorry, Dominion, and now she has all the Danforth wealth. So I feel like she's rich, rich.
Yeah, she must be. Like, hopefully. She's certainly
I
got the
hope so.
Ladoma stuff, so super gross rich. Yeah, in a funny way, with Grace and Faith, it's like there was not really any stakes. And it sounds like a dumb thing to say, considering like what was actually on the line in this game. But you go into this movie knowing that they're both going to live. And the movie, because it's a radio silence movie, doesn't even attempt to surprise you. Like,
Let's say Faith had died.
okay.
Would that not have contributed to an already overly dark story?
I mean, sure it would have done, but like, I would prefer they cut all the other crap out with Titus and have Faith die to like what we did get, or both. Like, yeah,
Okay.
it would have been a dark moment, of course, but it's, you mentioned repetition earlier, and that's kind of becoming Radio Silence's thing. It's certainly becoming Guy Busick's thing, where with each of their movies, you can, at the start, you can basically pick out two people who are going to survive no matter what. And for me, it's very predictable. Like, in Abigail, that Abigail and Melissa Barrera's character, Joey, are going to survive. In Scream, that Tara and Sam are going to survive. And in this movie that Grace and Faith are going to survive. It's kind of arbitrary. The story itself is arbitrary in their movies.
I mean, most movies make it obvious. And then
Yeah.
sometimes you do get a bait and switch.
Which would make it interesting, I think. It's not so much that it happens, it's that it happens every time with these guys. And now they're just rinsing and repeating the same material,
So you think they're playing it safe?
just in a different format. Yeah. I mean, they've come out and said recently that their version of Scream 7 would have been, a lot darker, more deaths.
I think Sam was supposed to become Ghostface, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, maybe. That's what I've heard. Heard a few things. But these two, they say, we would have done this. We would have made a dark movie that had stakes. But what we're actually going to do is we're going to have the same two people survive that you would expect to survive every time in
Plus
the
the
movies.
twins.
In the movies that we actually make. Like, hypothetically, we're going to make these really, surprising movies. But in reality, we're just going to, recycle shit.
Look, I have a lot of thoughts about Dewey's death in 5, but at least it showed how high the stakes were, which is something that Craven did really well in the beginning. It kind of fell off
Yeah,
with
for one
3
brief
and
moment.
4.
Yeah.
But when he killed Randy, I was inconsolable. And Dewey, I mean, my God. So it shows that they know how to do it.
Yeah, it's just that they did it once and that was it. Yeah, and surprisingly, this movie fell flat for me. I thought because Ready or Not, the original was so good, that
Yeah.
this would be more or less the same, even with a different cast. Because I thought the first cast was better. Like, there's some bigger names in this movie, but I think the first cast was better. The characters were better. Yeah, this just surprisingly didn't work for me. And as dark as they tried to make it, ultimately, it felt like the stakes weren't there to back that up. And Radionaut's not really the kind of movie that needs some of the themes that this one had. Like, just make it fun and stupid and gory. Maybe have one character die that you don't expect. Like, that could be the twist.
I don't disagree with anything you said. For me, this is a bit of a journey.
Okay.
And anybody who listens to last week's episode and this week's episode back to back, you're gonna see the contrast in my feelings.
Yeah, because you'd already seen it when we
Yeah.
recorded last week.
I talked about it a bit last week. I talked about how much I loved it. I talked about how much fun I had. And I think I touched a little bit on the fact that I was struggling to decide which one I liked better. I mean, I like the characters in this one. There's a lot of good stuff there. And then you watched it and we discussed it. And
I mean, I wasn't trying to ruin it for you.
you didn't ruin it. Listen, you didn't ruin it. It's still a good movie. It's enjoyable. I did not pick up on the similarities between the Macaulay sisters and the Carpenter sisters. When you pointed that out, I was actually kind of really bummed. That just felt like such a cheap rehash. And as you just said, radio silence starting to kind of fall into this routine, this formula that's being repeated in every movie. I don't pick movies apart the way you do. And most of the time when you give me your critique, it goes in one ear out the other. How you feel is not going to make me change my mind about a movie. How anybody feels is not going to make me change my mind about a movie.
Well, yeah, you like what you like, really.
Unless you have to concede that sometimes somebody just makes a good point or a few good points, and you did.
It's been known to happen.
Unfortunately, it is dark. I didn't realize how dark it was. I came out of the movie theater, I was like, "I just had so much fun."
Yeah, the first one was a lot more fun. It was a lot more self-contained, and it was just one crazy family.
No, but you're absolutely right, and the more I sat on it, I realized the characters in part 1 were better. I prefer the Ladomises to as much as we do get some really great characters in the sequel, I really like the Ladomises a lot, and I love Daniel. Daniel
Yeah,
is one of my favorite parts of the first movie, and I feel like this movie didn't need Faith. Like, Grace could have survived on her own.
yeah. It's
I don't
how do
think
I,
that Faith
so
really affected the outcome of the movie.
I was trying to think of a way to put it. It's kind of like stunt casting that this movie does. So, Catherine Newton, she's really popular right now. She was really good in Abigail. Let's just stick her in this movie.
Well,
People like
Radio
Sarah Michelle
Silence also
Gellar.
likes to
Let's,
repeat the people that they work with too. It's not
yeah,
just their stories.
yeah. I mean, and I like Catherine Newton a lot. I think she's great. Same with Samara Weaving. A lot of the scenes between them in this movie are just terrible.
Yeah, the scene where she recites the last words that Grace said to her before leaving
Yeah, and
really
the
make me cringe.
kind of repetitive as well. It's like going over the same history between them, just to different degrees. And the dialogue I don't enjoy that they share. They swear for no reason. That's one thing I noticed. Like, there's just random fucks and shit just thrown into their dialogue that don't work. I guess that's what Guy Busick thinks young people talk like or some shit.
I have no clue.
I like them, but
Every once in a
nah, it
while,
didn't work.
something or someone makes me reevaluate the way I feel about a movie, and you succeeded this time.
You know the kind of people that
Yes.
like their opinions of a movie depend on whatever the hell the casting department did. Like, this movie's got Bill Skarsgård in it. Therefore it's amazing, even though it's an
It's the
incredibly
people
shit
that when they
version of The
hear a
Crow.
casting announcement, they post that gif of Margot Robbie rating something 5 stars. And it's like, "But wait, what? This story could be garbage. The
Yeah,
movie could be garbage. Your favorite could do a terrible job."
yeah, like, look at my favorite, Emma Roberts. She's been some stinkers. It's okay, it happens.
It does happen.
And this isn't a terrible movie, though. It's just mediocre.
No, but it's a huge step down from the first one, which is especially disappointing for me because I was so happy to hear my 90s babies being cast in this movie. So Sarah Michelle Gellar, Elijah Wood, Sean Hattasy, and then to hear Cronenberg was in it. Like, I was so sure
Casting
that
department did do good.
this was gonna be, like, one of a contender, a heavy contender for one of my favorite movies of the year. I'm
There's a bit of a
very
turnaround.
surprised by, like, the outcome and, yeah, the turnaround, because I did give it 5 stars last week when I saw it, and then
What is it
after
this week?
rewatch last night, I put it down to 4 stars, and after our conversation today, it's now sitting at 3.5.
Oh, damn, it's just going down.
The biggest fumble, I will n I'm gonna be really fucking annoying about this.
Okay.
The biggest fumble in this movie is the fact that Grace proposed to Titus instead of Ursula. The fumbled girl kiss of the fucking century.
I'm with you, and it's not just because I hate Titus. I think maybe our biggest disagreement on this movie would be Sean Hatosi, because
I mean,
I did not enjoy him. I didn't enjoy the character.
you didn't enjoy the character,
I didn't.
but that has nothing to do with him. You did a good
Well,
job. What?
I don't know. Like sometimes, like a character is so repellent that like you can't credit the performance. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, then you need to take a step back on that, and we can revisit that
Maybe I do. I liked him in The
conversation.
Faculty. Didn't like him in this movie.
Titus is not the most likable character, obviously.
If there's a character in a horror movie released this year that I dislike more than Titus, I'd be very surprised. Probably
It's
the
M
worst character of the year for me.
it's March. Calm down.
Well, yeah, there's time. There's still time. 3 months in, he's at the bottom of the list. This movie's somewhere in the middle. I'll put it just above Scream 7. Good job, Guy Busick. You're really cooking this year.
I thought this would be one of my favorites come the end of the year. So right now, so far, my favorite movie of 2026 is Send Help,
That is
and
a banger.
I don't see it being dethroned.
We did watch that one together earlier this week, and I
Yes.
loved it.
Maybe we should talk about it. Not
Maybe,
today, but
yeah, maybe we should, because that's something that we can be united on. How great that is, and how Sam Raimi needs to keep making these movies with with random deadites.
absolutely.
Maybe you'll watch it again without like even thinking about what I had to say about it, and do a turnaround and decide that actually it is the greatest thing since sliced bread.
It's possible. I doubt that I will ever have a turnaround to where it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Like, I don't foresee that, but a lot of my ratings change on rewatch. I might be one of the most indecisive people on the planet.
Mine stayed the same on my second watch for this movie. It happens, especially with like campy and cheesy horror movies. Sometimes you'll rewatch them and be like, damn, was I in a bad mood? Because it's actually fun as hell.
You with the Frighteners.
Yeah. Yeah, I must have been having a bad day when
I'm like, "Why?
yeah,
Such a
like
good movie."
I don't know what got into me with that rating. Because yeah, that was a good movie. But
It happens. It's very rare that something goes down. Like, it's usually I'll rate it higher, but
well,
lower something, Ready or Not, Here I Come is in an elite club.
with Rob Zombie's Halloween duology, which
Yes.
you lowered the ratings of
It gets
like
lower
successively.
every single fucking time I watch it. So what did you rate Ready or Not, Here I Come?
2.5 stars. Like,
Oof,
yeah. I mean, I've said a
brutal.
lot of negative stuff about it, but that's mostly the second half of the movie. The first half I thought was pretty good. It's not a terrible movie. It just wasn't my vibe.
What a
Like
review.
I've
It's
watched it
not a terrible movie, guys.
exactly. Like that's the takeaway. I've watched it twice. It'll probably stay at that number. I'm not gonna watch it 5 times like you.
Mm.
I'll just stick with the original Ready or Not. I think it's better. It doesn't seem to last as long as this one does. It kind of has, apart from maybe the laundry machine death, I think the first one has better deaths as well. 2.5 stars, I'm afraid. Sorry.
It's okay, you're allowed.
What's,
Nobody's angry.
well,
Well,
they
I'm
might
not
be.
angry.
They might be. Like, I've made people angry with my ratings before. It's been known to happen.
Well, I hope it happens again just for the lulz.
The average rating on Letterboxd is 3.4 out of 5. And among my friends, it's 4.0. Very unpopular opinion for me. I'm cooked.
You'll face the council.
That's Radio Not 2, guys. Hope you like it more than I did.
Yeah, I hope you like it as much as I used to like it.
1 week ago. Seems so
1
long.
week ago.
You've lived a lifetime since then.
A
Well,
week. From 5 to 3.5.
we can go lower.
But like you, I'm gonna stick to the original.
At least you had more fun than I did with it. I was just miserable,
Yeah,
so I'm told.
you are. It's okay. You're British,
It's our thing.
hand in hand.
It's raining right now.
Thank you guys for listening. If you're so inclined, hit like, share, and subscribe. Please. We're begging you.
Totally. I'm sorry, guys. Please like.
Yeah, we're begging you because
Like despite what I had to say.
there's a lot of people that are going to unsubscribe after hearing what Evil had to say this week.
Fuck. She's flatly blaming me.
We'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Maybe for a better movie. Who knows?